So, oh shit. Okay, so in this session, earlier this afternoon, we dealt with a little bit of trigonometry, a few of the exam questions. Okay, paper 1, paper 2. So in this video, or in this session, in this live session, we're going to do a little bit of calculus, paper 1 stuff. Okay, for grade 12, if you are tapping in. So if you have any questions or if you have any recommendations on what subchapter I should dealt with in the next live session, which is I don't know when is that going to be. You can hit me up on social media. Okay, but like I said, in this session we're going to do grade 12, as you can see, paper 1. I'm not sure why my video or why my live is like this. I have no idea. Like, I tried my best to shift this tripod. I don't think it can go any more further than this. Okay, this is probably the best, but I think you'll be able to. If I do this, let's see if I can put something like this. That's better. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of calculus. We're going to start off with a very painful example, a lot of simplification involved in this question. I was thinking, should I do this one? Because it's basically just plugging into a formula and simplifying it. Okay, that's it. Because first, if they say first principles, then you know, okay, there's a formula. The formula is on the formula sheet, way second last page or the last page. Okay, so this is, it say that we should use by using first principles. Okay, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna erase this because we just do that. Okay, say first principles. By the way, it's a little bit later in the day, so there's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of noises in the background. Like, for instance, that's my dog barking there. Okay, so first principles. Say first principles. It's going to be f of x is equal to x squared minus 3x. By the way, if you don't know, like at the end of the day, so this is 5 points, 5 marks. No, man, you turn. This is 5 marks, okay, or 5 points worth. But there's a test that you can actually do, okay? You can use your differentiation rules to test if your answer is correct. Okay, because remember, at least, this is a 5 mark question, but at least you can get 1 out of 5 just by probably writing down the answer. So this one is, the final answer should be 2x minus 3. Okay, that should be your final answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, this is 5 marks. And in the first live session, I mentioned that just because this question is 5 marks worth, doesn't mean that you should spend 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 3 minutes, okay? Because there is questions that you probably know that's going to be more challenging. But in this one, it's going to be, 5 marks. Do your best to simplify it as fast as possible, because this is giveaway marks. If you are up to date with your simplification skills, like from grade 8 up until grade 12, well, let me say, think about this, grade 11, okay, simplification skills that's involved here, fractions, algebraic fractions, all of those things, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you like 2-3 minutes just to simplify this and to see if you've executed the same as mine. Hopefully I have enough space to simplify this, because usually this is 5 marks and I tried my best. Usually this is a little bit long. You'll probably need half a page to simplify this. Write down everything clear, and if I make any mistakes here, please let me know, okay? Okay, I'm just writing the question here. So it's by using first principles, derive this fx equal to x squared minus 3x. Okay, so let's get into it. Really, really painful. It's going to be long and slow, but it's for the best, just so that you can see if you are up to date. Remember, with your simplification skills, remember, I'm going to try my best to do these live sessions for the next few weeks or up until paper 2. I'm not promising any days on which day I'm doing it or what time. That's a bit challenging based on our current situation, load shedding and all of the other things. And also, I have a schedule, okay? I won't say really, 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 really busy, but I can do anytime, anything, any time of the day, if that makes sense. Okay, anyway, first principles. So remember, at the end of the day, this should be our answer. I'm going to write it here in red because you use your differentiation rules. So at the end of the day, you know your answer. Let's see if I can do it here. Your answer should be 2x minus 3. This is probably what you're gonna write or what you have in your head. Okay, this is gonna be your final answer just by using your first differentiation rules. And remember, this question is worth 5 marks. So by writing this just here, you'll get 1 out of 5. If you maybe get stuck here with your simplification. And you might also get I think you're going to get a mark for writing down the formula, because they're not giving you the formula here, okay? But first principles, there's a formula that I need to use, which is, write it really slow because I think I'm going to need space, okay? It's going to be f of x is equal to the limit as h goes towards 0 if open bracket x plus h. There's something I actually forgot because I used it earlier. This is what I did earlier. I'm gonna, excuse me, I will have to do this. No, I can actually use my... Hopefully, let me just... I'm inserting my mic into my phone. Hopefully you can hear me. Just let me know. Okay, this is my microphone. Just let me know if you can hear me. I'll put it here. But just to be safe, I'm gonna use... because I'm not sure if this one is working. Because I don't... I'm gonna use... okay, I think this is much better. So... gonna use this as my mic because I don't want to take the risk of... okay, hopefully that's better. Okay, which is this minus fx over h. Okay, this is the formula that we're going to use. First principles. Hopefully you can see what's going on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay, so that you can see what's happening here. Because my face is not that important. Voice explaining what's going on here. Okay, so when I was in school, I used to... let me just do this. When I was in school, I used to do all of the calculations and the substitution, everything in there, and then simplified everything in there. Sometimes it can be a little bit, I won't say you will save a little bit of time, but there's a possibility that you will also make a few errors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, I'm first going to, and hopefully I pray that I have enough space for this. Hopefully I'll have enough space. So first I'm going to do this one, okay? X plus h equal to, okay? So wherever, this is going to be a cool substitution, wherever I see x, I'm going to substitute x plus h, okay? Then I'm going to simplify it if possible. So let's do that. So wherever I see x, so there I see x, so it's going to be x plus h close the bracket squared minus 3, and I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so that you can see what's going on. My face is not that important for now. So there we have that, and it's going to be x plus h equal to... here I'm not going to open the two brackets because it's a little bit of time wasting. There is obviously a shorter method where you just square this and then this multiplied by this times 2, and then the last one squared. So it's this one squared, which is x squared, this multiplied by that times 2, which is 2xh, and obviously the last one squared, minus, well, let's multiply this and that, so which is going to be 3x, and that, which is 3h. There's nothing to simplify, there's no like terms and whatnot, okay? I doubt that I will have enough space. Anyway, let's continue. So that means this here on top. Let me see. Yeah, so that means f of x plus h minus f of x is gonna be... I don't think I will have enough space, which is this, okay, that first one, which is x squared plus 2xh plus h minus 3x minus 3h, and it say we should subtract that function we had in the beginning, which is this here, and in the same breath or in the same step, I'm going to change the signs as well. Okay, so it's, oh, we are, where we know. Okay, so it's a minus. So minus multiplied by this whole thing is going to be minus x squared plus 3x. Yeah. Hello, how much can I pay per month for grade 8 maths help? No, I don't do... Oh, you asked probably in general? I'm not sure. Prices vary. Private lessons, it vary from person to person. But what I can say is, I think the best way, and this is what I explained in the first session earlier today. Before, maybe there's just one thing that you don't understand, and what you can do is you can go to YouTube. Okay, YouTube is search engine number 2 in the world, I think. Type in, so for grade 8, let's say for instance you have a problem with simplifying fractions. You go to Google or YouTube, type in fractions grade 8 South Africa, because I assume you're from South Africa. I see KZN_fresh. Then there's going to be a lot of examples. Somebody's going to explain it. Okay, but that will be my first option if I were you, because maybe you don't struggle, because if you go to a private tutor now, it's going to be a little bit expensive. Okay, because the sum of the year is going to be really pricey. Okay, I promise you're going to pay more. And if it's free, then I'm not really a fan of you going to free sessions this time of the year, because it's going to be cluttered. You're not going to get the special attention that you need. Okay, so what I'm going to do is zoom in and see if there's anything I can add, or add like terms, which is this one and that one. That's going to cancel, by the way. And then this x squared and that one is going to cancel. Then this one is on its own. Okay, this one is on its own. I don't see anything else. So it's going to be 2xh. This, and this is like terms. So that's going to be negative 2h. Okay, now the problem is I don't have enough space. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first remove this, because we already something is not right here. Somewhere I messed up. You see, now I erased that stuff there. Oh, schmack. What is this, negative 3h? Because that's supposed to be my answer here. Because I'm already looking at somewhere x squared, and that one cancels. This one is on its own. This one and that one is going to give us this. That to cancel. Let's see. We need to start over, guys. Okay, let's do this. I'm sure I didn't make any errors. Okay, so let's do this here first. Wherever we see x squared, we're gonna have x plus h. I'm gonna do it really fast this time, okay, and then minus 3x plus h, okay, x squared plus 2xh plus h squared minus 3x plus negative 3h, okay, and then fx plus h minus fx, which is this here on top, okay, it's going to give us all of this, so which is x squared plus
2xh plus h squared minus 3x minus 3h minus this one, which is minus x squared plus 3x. Now the funny thing is, okay, let's do this. This one and this one cancels. Then, there we go. This one and that one cancels. Then all we left with is this. There's no like terms with this one. There's no like terms with this one. No like terms. So this is going to be 2xh plus h squared minus 3h. Okay, now remember that, because somewhere we made an error there. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Let's just erase that a little bit. Let's erase that. Then all it say is we just need to plug this in there. Okay, so it's going to give us now f of f prime x is equal to the limit as h go to 0. That is this, because we already calculated it, so it's 2xh plus h squared minus 3h over h. Okay, cool. Let's remove this. Okay, let's say limit as h go to 0, and now we can take out h there. Okay, 2x plus h minus 3 over h. This and this cancel. There we go. Which is, now it say that we should substitute, not substitute, but the h is going to 0. So it's going to be 2x plus 0 minus 3, which is 2x minus 3, which is the same as that. Good. That's that. Next one. Hooey. Let's do this. Let's erase that. Let that sink in for a little bit. Okay. Let's erase this. Let's do this. Okay, next one. Use a different color because let's just write. Something is it's getting a little bit noisy. Okay, wait. Let's go here. Let's bring the height. If y is equal to what is dy dx. Okay, let me just flip the board a little bit like this. Here we go. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's move the camera like that. Then need to use. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clear. Here we go. Remember, this one is I don't have the mark allocation for this one. Let me see. X squared minus, no, 3 marks. Remember, if it's 3 marks, it doesn't mean that you have to spend 3 minutes or 6 minutes. Depends on how complicated the question is, okay? And remember, if you can solve it within 2 minutes, then you will save a few minutes, okay? You'll need that few minutes later onwards for a more complicated question. Okay? Hopefully this mic is working properly. Let me just double check. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. So my face is not important. This is more important. Okay, so what is this going to be? So what I will do is, I will first simplify this. In other words, I will first simplify that. So let me just erase that there, okay? And just in case somebody pops in here and wonder what we're doing, this is the question. Yeah. dy dx. Okay, I'm going to use green. Hopefully everybody, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so first I will simplify that. So in other words, y will be. I'm not going to open 2 brackets and do all of that grade 9 stuff. I'm going to jump straight into what they call inspection. So first of all, square that. That's going to be x to the power 4. That multiply by that, which is going to be 1, okay, times 2. Okay, so that's going to give us about -2. So it's -2. And obviously the last one squared. Thank you very much for the follow, KZ_fresh, KZN. So the last one we're going to square, and that's going to give us plus 1 over x to the power of 4. And now it's actually much more easier to derive this, okay? And that's going to give us, that means, use a different color, let me use red. That means dy over dx is going to give us, derive that, so it's going to be 4 multiplied by the invisible one, which is 4x. We subtract 1 from that, so it's going to be cube. Derivative of a constant is equal to 0. You don't have to write the 0 down. What I didn't do here is, just in case you get confused, okay? So remember this here. You can also rewrite as x to the power of -4, just in case you didn't see it or you're not going to see it, okay? So I already derived that. That is 0, okay? And if we derive this, it's going to be -4x, and we subtract 1 from that, so it's going to be -4, -1, which is -5, and that is your answer there. Okay, let that sink in for a little bit. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Don't forget to share, very important. Thank you very much for following. Don't forget to share. We're doing revision. Okay, grade 12 calculus. Okay, so remember, first, it's going to be a little bit challenging to jump straight into deriving this. So first of all, we got to simplify that. Simplify this, okay? If you simplify, then it's much more easier to derive it. So let's go to the next question. Don't forget to share, guys. This is a revision. Next one. Okay. Let's do blue. Okay. X cube minus 1 over x minus 1. For the next few weeks, we're going to do a revision on the most viral or most asked questions for the next few days or few weeks up until paper 2, okay? Just revision. Don't forget to share. So this one is worth 3 marks. But I'm going to give you 1 minute because I need to jump into the next question, okay? Because I have like two, let me see. Yeah, I've got 2 more questions. I don't like these lives being that long, super long. It is getting noisier this time of the day. Okay, so let's jump into it. First of all, I won't just derive this, okay? Not part of the school syllabus just to jump into deriving this. First of all, it will be much more easier to simplify this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this symbol here as it is, everything as it is, except for the inner part here. All the stuff inside the square brackets. You'll notice this is something that you've learned in grade 9, grade 10. It's called the difference between two cubes. So I'm going to factorize that by using the difference between two cubes. So it's going to give us d subscript x, and I'm going to keep this as it is, minus 1, and I'm going to factorize this. Okay, so difference between two cubes, meaning one small bracket and one big bracket. Okay, very large bracket. There's a negative. That means the negative is going to stay there, and then it's going to be 2 positive symbols. Hopefully you can see that I'm not writing too small. Cool. So it's just I need to make this more rounded so that you can see that it's actually round brackets. I think that's better. Then that rule say that we should take the cube root of that, which is x, and then the cube root of that, which is 1. This is grade 10 stuff. Then we square this one, which is x squared, and then this multiplied by this term, which is x, and then the last one squared, which is 1 squared, which is 1. Equal to, as you can see, I'm still writing the d subscript x down. I'm not deriving because I'm still simplifying between the square brackets. That means it's going to be much easier to derive this because this and this is going to cancel. Then we are only left with x squared plus x plus 1, which is this bracket here. Now it's much more easier to derive, okay? Challenging to derive, much more easier to derive. So it's going to be, now I'm going to drop this, okay? So it's going to be 2x, okay? Because the rules differentiation say that we take this 2, we multiply by the invisible 1, which is going to give us this 2. We keep that as it is, and then we subtract 1. There's the invisible 1. There's a plus symbol, okay? So we write it down. There's a 1, right? Multiply by this invisible 1, which is going to be, I'm going to write it down so that you can see what's happening. 1. Then I'm going to leave the open brackets there, right? Then it's x, just so that you can see what's happening. There's an invisible 1. And it also 1 minus 1, which is 0. Okay? Plus, if we derive the constant, the rules say that it's going to be 0. So the derivative of a constant is equal to 0. So we don't have to write a 0. So the final answer is going to be 2x plus 1. X to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, 1 times 1, which is 1. And this is your final answer. This is 3 marks. A few words and a few minutes to explain it, obviously. But in the exam room, you don't want to spend 3 minutes or even 5 minutes on this. But obviously, take your time and check if your stuff is correct. Make sure that you share. We are doing revision. Share, guys. Share, share, share. Let us sink in for a minute because I'm going to move into my second last question. This is calculus. Thank you very much for the love. Thank you very much. Don't forget to share. Thank you for the follow. Okay, semi-final one or second last one. Let me just do this. Let's remove this. This one is also going to be a little bit easy. Let's use green. So if f of x is equal to 2x squared plus of 1 over 2 x to the power of 4 minus 3. Okay, if that is so, what is this? We're looking for this answer. This one is worth, I think it's about 3 marks, I think 3 marks, yeah. With 2 marks, with 3 marks. We're doing calculus.